Orioles were decent. So I'm sitting and watching the game.
Yeah.
And my brother's playing pool with a couple of friends. And they're playing against two other guys. You could see it getting a little chippy. You know, everybody's drinking. I was like,
throwing
oh,
elbows
shit.
coming around the corner.
Just talking shit about nice miss. And I was like, this is going to escalate. I could tell this is definitely going to fucking
Derek's
escalate.
playing pool with two local just
and
hoodlums.
Him and a buddy are playing against these other two dudes.
And you're the third guy.
And I'm just sitting off to the side, and I'm keeping an eye on what's going on. I'm watching the game, and I see them all start talking a little bit of shit. And my brother misses, an easy shot. And the guy's like, that's a great miss right there. And my brother takes his pool cue, and the guy had his beer sitting on the table, and he knocked it off the table. He's like, how about that for a fucking miss? Got that.
So your brother started the fight?
Pretty much. And I was like, this is going to get. Because
in real life, if somebody said that shit to me, I don't think I would respond at all. I would just finish the game and just go home.
But see, that's, my brother.
I guess that's grown-up stuff.
He knocks it off the table. And then, words go back and forth, and it escalates. And one of our friends, Nikki, she comes in from outside. And she's like, they're fighting outside. And I was like, I don't care. I'm watching this fucking game. And then she comes back. She's like, your brother's in it. I was like, oh.
Eddie
so
Murray's up. Leave me alone.
Now you got to fucking
Eddie
go
Murray's
outside.
going to bring in Robbie Alomar. Just hold tight. Jesus.
So,
fucking Messina's on the hill.
Yeah, we did have a good squad. And so I go outside, and my brother's in this guy's face talking shit. And some drunk dude out of nowhere that didn't have anything to do with either side just sucker punches my brother in the side of the face, and I see him go down. So I just grabbed two guys that were in front of me with him, and I just started beating the shit out of one of them. And then one of them gets on my back, and I'm going. I have zero problem with it. I love every fucking second of it. I'm fucking this dude's face up, and it's fist, head on the ground, fist, head on the ground, fist, head on the ground. I'm fucking him up. And I get up, and I make the mistake of I see some guys out of my peripheral that I think are my friends. They're not. So they get on me, and I just started talking shit. My friend Nikki's like, you're a fucking animal. She's like, you were yelling 3-on-1? That's the way I like it. Let's go. Fucked all three of them up.
Yeah, you have to.
And then my brother, I see him now go after this guy. The guy that suckered him was a big dude. My brother's 6'1", maybe, but he's not big. He's, wouldn't say slender, but he's an average build. And my brother starts fucking this guy up. I remember watching, like, God, my brother's doing all right. And then he turns around. And his whole side of his face is just busted open and bloody from that sucker shot. I just called him Kennedy all night.
Back and to the left. We are through the looking glass, people.
He looked normal on his side. I'm like, oh, okay, my brother's all right. And when he turned around over here, it was like his eyes hanging out, just blood gushing out his face. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So we get in the car finally. You hear cops are coming. We get in the car. We leave. And my friend Nikki's like, Ryan, are you okay? You were fucking in there fighting three guys. And I'm like, yeah, my knuckles are bloody. I'm all right. And she's like, Derek, you all right? He turns around. One shot just fucked him up. But it was a sucker shot.
I like that every time he turns around, he's Large Marge.
That's what it was like.
On this side, he's like, when they pulled the bodies. Derek, are you okay?
Sit on the other side of the car, man. That shit's freaking me out.
You ever see Brian Baldinger's finger on the NFL?
Oh, Network? Yeah. You and I have talked about that. That like
guy's
7.
Pinky
It looks
is
like
completely severed and like just flaps on its own. And for some reason, they have him on the right there. If you're looking at TV, he's on your left. Mm-hmm. So his right pinky hand, the shitty one, is right open to the camera. They got him on the end. I'm like, what producer doesn't go, hey, why don't we stick Baldy on the left side of that conga line? That way he can just keep that hand in his pocket and talk with his good hand.
Well, they let him do the board, too, where it's all that touch circle, and he uses that hand. It's like bent. Yes, he does.
The pinky.
No, but it's sticking
pinky,
out
right?
there like this while he's doing all this shit.
It is
a
the
dead
absolute,
pinky.
I don't know if you can Google search Brian Baldinger pinky. I'll try it right now.
It is fucked up,
It is
though.
by far, here you go. But it is by far the greatest dead finger that's ever. You see football guys who are like, yeah, their fingers are messed up. But this is like an actual separate entity.
There's another guy,
it looks
too.
Like it's coming out of his wrist.
Torrey Holt. Torrey Holt's finger. He was holding it up on NFL Network the other day, showing it.
Right.
But,
there's not one that set up shop on his own, like living on a reservation.
Yeah.
Like all these pinkies.
He's got one, too.
Oh, really?
It looks like it was bent and broke
After all
the
those
same
dives
way.
they took in the Rams?
Yeah. Either that or
Humanizing
catching
Bruce
90
catch the ball
mile an
and
hour
hit the
fucking. Yeah.
It's true. But it probably put 2 years onto their career because they never got hit.
It's true.
My last fight, I beat up Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, you told. I want to hear about this. What?
1992, I'd done MTV's Lip Service, and we all used to go to this club called. Are you looking at his finger right now? Let's see this shit. Let's look at Baldy's finger. Oh my God, that is just not good. And somebody wrote the headline is "Finger Licking Bad." It's on. Yeah,
that finger is fucked up.
So we used to go to the roof, hit backspace because I fucked you up there. We used to go to the roof of this place called Peggy Sue's, and that's where he used to go. I dated a girl that I took from him, and then he took her back from me. And then
oh my God, this is. I thought this was. You were going to tell me it was some like celebrity boxing bullshit.
No, it was like.
This is
like
the
I
best.
met a girl, like a model. Like that was the thing. Like if I can just date a model, that'll be I'm successful. Even though they're not even that pretty. It's fucking stupid. I used to do a bit in my act. I go, have you seen a Calvin Klein ad? It looks like Schindler's List with Chinese people.
Look at that finger, dude.
Models used to be real pretty. This was not the case. So I took his girl from him. He took her back from me. Then I took her back from him. Something. I'm in L.A. in my house, and somehow he gets my number, obviously, from the chick. And he goes, yeah, I know you'll never come back to New York City. It's my city. Like, he's high as fuck, obviously. And he goes, and I'll fuck you up because you'll never go to Peggy Sue's again. But that was, like, my spot. We all went to Peggy Sue's. That was our club.
Yeah.
And I'm still friends with Patrick
Peggy
and
Sue.
Kellyanne. They're our pals. So I remember what he didn't know was the next day I was playing Philadelphia College of Textiles and Science.
Why wouldn't he not know that?
I don't know. He didn't check my schedule. No website.
Didn't Van Halen tour there?
jmohr.com. There was no. He didn't have my schedule. I checked your schedule, dear Lord.
Yeah. I know you're busy.
I checked
your
your
schedule.
If you get it. All right. So I do the gig, and then, yeah. Brian Baldinger. There's an enormous amount of. Oh my God, Tori Holt's fucking hand.
I told you, dude. I told you.
All right,
Yeah.
Let's get
I
out
told
of this because we're distracting the listeners. Brian Baldinger, Google search, and you can
back to Michael Anthony, please.
You can crab feast and leave comments. Brian Baldinger's finger gives it 4.5 stars. Hey everybody! Hey, don't fast forward over this part. For real, I got to tell you something. Go to jmohr.com and click the Amazon.com banner, and go to Amazon and buy stuff for yourself. That's really what I want for you out of life, is for you to buy things for you. It is helping the podcast a lot. And thank you. And tweet me the strange things that you've purchased with photos or it didn't happen.
By the way, for people who don't know who Michael Anthony is, tell people who Michael Anthony is.
Anthony Michael Hall.
I mean,
not the bassist.
I thought you said Michael Anthony.
No, that'd be amazing.
Oh my God, that's what I'm thinking. You get right. That's why I've been saying Van Halen and shit. You said Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, that's my bad. I'm sitting here talking about Van Halen. People are like, he's a fucking idiot. Why
No, the bit worked. I go, College of Philadelphia Textiles and Science. And you're like, well, how could he not know? Didn't Van Halen play there?
That's what I'm saying.
It worked both ways. Like, it's a big venue. Everybody knows that place. I'm letting you off the hook.
Thanks, man. So Anthony Michael Hall.
I take a train after my show back to my apartment on St. Mark's Place, and I go to Peggy Sue's that night. I still have I have like my backpack and like my carry-on from the train, from the plane to L.A. and everything. I didn't go home. I went right to the club, actually. From Penn Station, I go right to Peggy Sue's, and I knew he'd be there because it was like a Thursday night. I knew he was going to be there. And at the door, my friend Kellyanne goes, no, come on, not big night, not tonight, JJ.
Night.
And I go, if it was in church, it would happen in church. It's just wherever we see each other, it's on. And I go, where is he? And she goes, I'm not telling you. So just behind her is her sister, Roseanne. I go, where is he? She goes, he's on the roof. So we go on the roof. There's this nice patio and stuff. You know, it's one of the only clubs in New York that had an outdoor patio with a bar. And he's sitting on a couch. And he's got all these, like, Mickey Rourke-looking kids around him, like, fucking doing the Baldwin cool face and shit. And he was, like, the king at this place. And he just started to make a comeback with, like, Edward Scissorhands. He's all roided out. And I go, hey, man, you got something you want to say to me? And he was like, a day ago, he left me a message. I talked to him in L.A., and he stood up. And as he stood up, I punched him in the chest, and he fell down. And there's a comic, Wally Collins, that none of us knew was a black belt. He's like a super sweet guy.
This is the night you found out he was a black belt?
Yeah, he just basically separated 18 people, just like with a weird spinning kick and a stance. Like, everyone be cool. And we're like, whoa. And then Wally walked me down off the patio. And on the way out, Anthony Michael Hall goes, you MTV punk copying me?
What?
Like that weird quiver in his voice.
Wait a minute.
You MTV punk, because I was on lip service on MTV.
But that was
His
the
burn
fight.
was, yeah.
He didn't even get to throw a punch.
He kind of threw a kick that grazed my leg. But I mean, I really it was a sternum shot. Put it this way.
That Steven Seagal shot right there where it just goes down.
Put it this way. If I hit him in the back, it would have woke him up. Let me tell you, I will never forget today. The day Ryan just chipped his tooth on a Perrier bottle. Is the day that you reminded me that you woke up from a sleeper hold by hitting a guy in the back. Oh my God, my face hurts.
People go to fucking school for 8 years to study medicine. These dudes don't even get out of middle school and they're just punching each other in the back. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? Was I asleep? Yeah, you're out, man. I just hit you in the back, woke you up.
A closed fist strike, or they grab the hair, and the ref's like, "Yeah, that's enough of that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Come on."
I wanted to tell you
My face hurts.
a wrestling story. We had this kid. He went to Westminster High, and he was a badass. His name was Mike Jones. He was Mike
Ask me
Jones.
where I'm from.
Where are you from, man?
Westminster.
We used to call it West Sphincter.
How did I know that? All right.
He was a black kid. He was Mike Jones before Mike Jones. Remember, Mike Jones. This kid's name was Mike Jones, and he was a badass, a state champ. And what he would do when you'd wrestle him is he'd whisper in your ear how he was going to pin you.
Wow,
And it was intimidating. He'd whisper in your ear how he was about to pin you. So you'd be on the, and he would go cradle, and you just see guys' eyes get big, and boom, cradle, and he would fucking whatever he whispered in your ear, and it was such a mind fuck because he was so big and so strong.
I'm gonna walk around the head.
Whizzer.
I hated
What's
Wizard.
the one you said? You
Wizard
said to me
was
earlier.
stupid as shit. Fireman's carry. Wizard was the dumbest shit ever. You get caught in a wizard,
Yeah,
it just takes
you're a
like
bitch.
both guys are just out on the ledge. Like, who does that? Why teach it?
Right.
Teach how to defend.
Crucifix.
Crucifix.
I got a guy in a crucifix.
That
That was luck. I'm not even going to lie.
No, I used
It
to
was
do a lot of
luck, and then I
crucifixes.
realized, oh, holy shit, I got a crucifix here, and I squeezed
a
my
wizard,
legs.
for
Like,
those
God,
of you
is
that don't
it?
know. Now, picture, you got it as stupid as it, and then we're going to get back to Mike Jones, I promise. As
No, we're done with Mike
stupid-
Jones. That's all.
No, as stupid as this sounds, it's dumber. Picture two guys side by side on their hands and knees. Start there. Two guys side by side on their hands and knees. Now, what? Two guys, trained wrestlers, how you wind up fucking parallel to each other, fucking like dogs, sitting like when you're a kid and you act like your dog can crawl around the house.
Yeah.
You're both like that, but like shoulder to shoulder next to, like if you look over.
Like you're
at
spying on somebody, looking for, like, what's that? You see it?
So like the move hasn't even happened yet, but to get in position for a wizard, you got to be on your knees side by side. Now you take your arm and put it over his back like you're really good pals. Like, I like this guy so much. Like, I love spying with this guy so much. I want to put my arm around him.
First of all, it's called a whizzer.
Yeah, but we're not in the wizard yet. Side by side on your knees, you put your arm across the guy's back. The other guy takes his arm, his inside arm that's against you, puts it around your arm, so your arm is now like kind of in his armpit. So like if he puts pressure on it, starts going down. Now, both guys are completely fucked. It is the worst.
It's the worst.
thing. What you want to do, if you have the... 'cause what's weird is, I think, if you are in it or if you're doing it, the moves are the same either way. If you have the over on the other guy, if you're the guy without the arm around the other guy, if you're the guy that put your arm around them, the move is the same. You want to circle around the guy's head, because if you don't... Basically what happens, it's like if you do it well and quickly, as soon as you're in a whizzer, with your free hand, let's say I'm the guy and your arm's around my back, with my right hand, I just take a step around towards your head, and I just maul you, and I just throw my arm over your head with a half Nelson,
Snap
and
that
you just go
shit
on your
down.
back.
That's
It's over immediately.
Yeah.
And if you're in the whizzer, but the main thing is you circle.
It sounds like a carnival ride.
But the main thing is you have to circle around the head, because that way the guy can't throw any moves, because you're no longer parallel. You're head to head. But you got two guys It's like dogs fucking on the yard. There's two guys trying to walk around the other guy's head. And it's just the dumbest. And I remember coaches going, Wizard.
Yeah.
They only yell it when you're in it.
In it. Yeah, not telling you to
They
put it
never
on
go,
someone.
Throw the Wizard.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they know to throw the Wizard. It's just absurd.
Like parents are watching. Which one's your boy that wanted a Wizard?
Well, that's both boys, son. I got a boy at Ole Miss, plays football with the Negras. That's Ryan's favorite quote of all time. My southern dad.